The American Medical Association has begun a multi-million-dollar TV and radio ad campaign designed to convince the public that it's time to fix Medicare's physician payment formula. The hope is that Medicare beneficiaries will take on the message and communicate it to their members of Congress. It's a bit of a gamble, though, given that even many senators and representatives don't understand how the payment formula works or how it has contributed to the deficit. The 30-second ad features an older gentleman hanging on to his life as the balloons that suspend him in the air slowly pop. I recently interviewed AMA board chairman Dr. Robert Waugh about the campaign. I asked him how it could effectively communicate to a lay public what is essentially a very esoteric idea.
The visual is that Medicare is like, hanging on to Medicare benefit is like holding on to a bunch of balloons, and those balloons are being shot out from above the seniors. And the problem that I think we want to make sure that our patients, our Medicare patients, understand is that their ability to access care in the Medicare system is at risk with a projected 30% cut in Medicare fees for January 1, 2012. I think it's certainly understood by Congress. I think the general public is starting to understand it. We've heard a lot more about the deficit than we've ever wanted to hear before in the last 12 months. So I think the public is in fact getting much more savvy about what's happening with the government's budget.
Dr. Waugh explained what he sees as the crux of the problem with the sustainable growth rate, also known as the SGR.
So right now, to repeal what we call the SGR, or the Medicare Physician Payment Formula, it's going to cost nearly $300 billion. 5 years ago, the problem could have been fixed for about $48 billion. And they're projecting that in the next 5 years, the cost is going to go up to over $600 billion. And so we think with the super committee meeting right now and their focus on deficit reduction, that they need to fix this problem that's been growing inside the budget for the last 10 years.
The AMA has been arguing for years that the SGR needs to be permanently repealed, but has mainly gotten short-term fixes from Congress. But the AMA and other physician groups feel that now is different. The Joint Select Committee on Deficit Reduction, also known as the Super Committee, is seen as key to getting movement on the SGR.
They're working diligently to come up with a package that they're going to present, I believe, sometime in the middle of November. They'll have to get it scored before that comes to the full Congress. But we obviously know that there are a long list of things that they want to try to get done. They've had some predecessors, the Simpson-Bowles Commission and the Gang of Six, have really outlined a lot of the options that are available to reduce the deficit. So we think they have a long list of options to choose from, and the hard part will be making those tough decisions.
The Super Committee has largely been meeting in secret, so its intentions and how it will accomplish its goals are not entirely clear. But there are deadlines the committee is working against, explained Dr. Waugh.
If they don't do anything and the committee has its recommendations approved without repealing the SGR, then there's precious little time to put something in place before the end of the year. Because January 2012, right now, there's a 30% cut schedule.
The AMA's final message boils down to a pretty simple request.
The need now is to do permanent repeal. No more of these short-term fixes that have just grown the problem. Because as I said before, it could have been fixed completely for $48 billion a while back, and now if we don't do anything in the next 5 years, it's going to go up to over $600 billion.
I'm Alicia Ault.